I'm Rob Mark, and this is On the Mark. Isn't airline flying fun these days? Sure it is. And to me, one of the best parts of flying is going through airport security. You're probably waiting for a sarcastic one-liner about now, but I'm absolutely serious about airport security and the TSA, even with all the press about how screener shortages are creating long security lines. But let me show you why airport security doesn't stress me out much anymore. This is my global entry card, and it's issued by the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol folks after I passed a background check and forked over $100. The card identifies me as a trusted traveler, and it's the heart of the TSA's pre-check system. Trusted traveler status means that I speed through security lines with no need to pull my laptop out of its bag or even lose my high tops. The card's good for 5 years, so moving to the front of the line only sets you back about $20 a year. Pre-check is such a bargain, in fact, the TSA figured they'd be overwhelmed with applications a few years ago, but they weren't. And the TSA had no idea why. The agency tried stirring up a little interest by randomly selecting passengers from the normal security lines and running them through the pre-check system, and still folks didn't sign up. So I decided to put on my marketing hat and figure out what the TSA could have possibly been doing wrong. Well, the answer was pretty easy. It turns out the TSA didn't tell anybody about the program. There were no brochures to be found at checkpoints explaining the finer points of the program or even the application process. I know what you're thinking. What about those people the screeners randomly selected? Surely they'd spend $20 a year for this kind of service? Well, maybe they might have if the TSA had bothered to give them any details about pre-check. But no. TSA apparently only mentioned the computer in the shoes part of the pre-check. They never mentioned the need to apply in order to continue receiving this privilege, so I guess they assumed the magnetic waves from the metal detectors would somehow magically plant the pre-check seat in people's brains? Well, of course that didn't work. So word on the street says TSA recently figured out this little marketing faux pas, but I'll believe that when I actually see some evidence. But there's no reason for you to wait for TSA to figure this all out. Just visit Customs and Border Patrol at cbp.gov and apply. $20 a year and you move to the head of the line. That could mean more time to buy those gourmet snacks before your next flight. Trust me on this one. Pre-check's a good deal. Oh, and you folks at TSA, be watching the mail soon for my consulting time invoice on this one. Glad I could be of help. From Chicago, I'm Rob Mark.